Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Supreme Game Lows, and today we are looking at the brand new mini set that's coming out next week on June 26th, and that is EEVEE Grove. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting a bunch more EEVEE evolutions, and I am extremely excited for this. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Alright, we are starting off with EEVEX 90 HP. It has an ability called EEVEE Evolve. This Pokemon can evolve into any Pokemon that evolves from EEVEE. If you play it from your hand onto this Pokemon can't evolve during your first turn or the turn you play it. Now, a lot of people are kind of confused about this because they're like wondering, okay, what's the difference between this one and the other EVs that we have? Because they literally could do the same thing. Like, okay, so there's no EX Pokemon that could evolve into anything, right? Like, you can evolve into an EX, but an EX Pokemon cannot evolve into anything. So this will be the first EX Pokemon that can evolve into an EX or a non-EX, because we also got non-EX EV evolutions. Okay, so but the reason why we got this is so that we can now run with 4 EV evolutions, okay? So if you want to run with like Leafeon EX and regular Leafeon, you can do that now, right? You could run with 2 Leafeon EX, 2 Leafeons, and so on, okay? One colorless, it does 30. That's actually pretty decent, you know? That's actually pretty decent. We're going to look at the other cards. The next one that we are looking at is Flareon EX. 150 HP. Guys, this Pokemon right here is going to be troublesome. Alright? It's going to be troublesome. Look at this. Look at this. It has an ability called Combust. Once during your turn, you may attach a fire energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. If you do 20 damage to this Pokemon. Guys, this is like going to be like the next Garatina. Okay, but like I feel like this is gonna be a better version of Garatina right here, guys, because if you already have the 3 energies, it'll already hit for 130 without having to damage itself. Okay, now when you do attack, it discards 2 fire energies from this Pokemon. So let's say you have 3, you go ahead, use the attack, you hit him for 130, you're now down to 1 energy. You can still attack the next turn by using the ability and then go ahead and attach another fire energy onto Flareon, attack again. Now you will take 20 damage, but hey, Flareon EX HP is at 150. Now, who would we pair this up with? I was thinking of Silvally. Imagine this. You lead with type No. You evolve next turn onto Silvally. You get those 2 energies. You activate a supporter card to be able to hit for 100. When Silvally leaves the field, you could send in Flareon, attack for 130. If you don't already have the 3 energies, let's say you only have 1 energy attached to Flareon, you could go ahead, activate its ability, get the fire energy from the discard pile, attach another energy onto Flareon, hit for 130. BAM! Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. I think Silvally and Flareon will be a perfect matchup. Let's go ahead and talk about the next one. Sylveon EX. Our last EX Pokemon announced from the revealed trailer. It has 140 HP. This one also has an ability called Happy Ribbon. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may draw 2 cards. So this is going to be like a Professor Research right here whenever you get the EV Sylveon. Okay? 2 energies, it does 70. Not really much, but guys, it's 2 energies, right? most most Pokemon that do 70 damage, you need like 3 energies and stuff. So, you know, if you're going second and you send in EVEX, you hit for 30. Then on your next turn, you evolve into Sylveon, you'll be able to hit for 70. That's pretty quick. That's pretty quick right there. That's like 100 damage right there, So hey, it is pretty good, and you're able to draw two cards. Now, who will we pair this up with? I was thinking of Gardevoir and Mewtwo EX. We want to try to get Gardevoir as fast as possible for Mewtwo to send in the energy by activating Gardevoir's ability, sending the energies onto Mewtwo to be able to hit for 150 every single turn. So with Sylveon EX, this will help out. This will help thin out your decks. So I do believe that this card with Gardevoir Mewtwo will be a perfect matchup. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think. Who will you pair this up with? Let me know in the comments. Let's go ahead and talk about the next one. We got regular Leafeon, 90 HP, one colorless. It does 10 damage, but this attack does 20 more damage for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. So with just one grass energy, it'll do 30. That is actually pretty good. Like, I feel like we compare this up with Leafeon EX. With Leafeon EX, you can help out Leafeon get those grass energies and attack for a lot of damage. Okay, we do have another Leafeon in the game where it's two energies and you do 90 damage, but you won't be able to attack the next turn. So I do believe that this Leafeon right here will be a lot better than the other Leafeon that we already got. Let's go ahead and talk about the next one. Vaporeon. This is gonna be our third Vaporeon, by the way. Our first Vaporeon, three energies. I believe you hit for like 60, and then you heal yourself for 30, I believe. The second Vaporeon, uh, that one you just help out your active Pokemon get water energies and all that good stuff. This one right here is one water energy, two colorless. It does 70. Flip a coin until you get tails. For each head, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So we got another like Team Rocket grunt here, right? Like we already have this with Guzzlord. Now with Guzzlord, it's two energies and you hit for 30. Um, this one you need three. You do hit for 70. So yeah. Now I don't know about this one. We also got Sharpedo that does this, but with two energies. Two energies. You hit for 50, and then you also gotta flip a coin. Oh, actually no. Sharpedo only discards one though, if you get head. This one right here, yeah, it's pretty much like a Team Rocket grunt, So I don't know what to think about this. It does do 70, and this will be like a troll deck. So you know what I'm saying. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the next one. We have Glaceon, 100 HP, 2 water energy, does Ice Blade. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, so we have a sniper, and this is actually pretty good. I feel like like we could probably even pair this up with Greninja. Greninja can help Glaceon snipe whoever is like on the bench. So yeah, this will be really good. I don't know, like it's only two energies too. It's only two energies. So you put in those energies, snipe your opponent. Cyrus, whenever Glaceon leaves the field, you send in I don't know, like you could even put in Crabominable EX, one energy. You know what I'm saying? So I think this will be really good. Let's go ahead talk about the next one. We have another Jolteon, 90 HP, has one lightning energy. Beginning Bolt does 40 damage. But if this Pokemon evolved during this turn, this attack does 20 more. So 60 damage. I'm I'm not sure about this one. I mean, let's say you were going second, you send an EVEX, you hit for 30, then you evolve into Jolteon. Uh, you can go ahead hit for 60. That's and it's just with one energy. So then that's when you start building up your bench. Actually, yeah, this might actually be good. I love one energies. I love when you just need one energy and you're able to hit for a good amount of damage because that way you can start building up your bench. Now, who will we pair this up with? That I'm not sure of. Uh, yeah, maybe like a really hard hitter like Pikachu EX, but I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and talk about the next one. Espeon, 100 HP. Another Pokemon that just needs one energy to attack, and it does 20 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. That is pretty good. I believe that it only hits the active Pokemon. It's not like Tapu Lily, where it can snipe or whatever. So, like for example, if Garatina is on the bench with the 4 energy it needs, you hit the active Pokemon for 80, but if the active Pokemon has an extra energy attached to it, then you're hitting it for 100. So, yeah, I think this card might actually be better than Tapu Lily. But let me know what y'all think of this. Let's move on to the next one. The next one we got is my all time favorite EV Evolution Umbreon. 100 HP, 1 energy. This one is so good, I feel like. I love this one right here. It does 40 damage. If the defending Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. This is going to be so good if you're facing a Darktina deck. Now, they could retreat. I believe they could retreat onto another basic Pokemon and still like be able to attack you, but they'll have to either waste an energy, an X speed, or a leaf in order to do that. It's still pretty good. Now, this, I was thinking of pairing this up with Darkrai. You attack for 40 with just one energy. That way, you can start building up your Darkrai, and as you're building him up, you're using the ability Nightmare Aura, which every time you attach a dark energy onto it, you're hitting your opponent for 20 plus damage. So it's like 60 damage each turn. So this right here is really, really good. I cannot wait to see what crazy deck we will come up with. Like I said, I'm thinking about Darkrai, and I'm also thinking about Nihilego. You get a poison barb, attach it to Umbreon, have Nihilego in the back. When they attack you, they will be poisoned and they will take like 20 plus damage. Guys, like come on now. Come on now. Umbreon is going to be a threat. And I cannot wait to use this card. Let's go ahead and talk about the next one. We got, what is this? Swirl Legs, 60 HP, 1 colorless. I believe you could literally have this with like any set because it evolves into another Pokemon that just needs 1 colorless or maybe 2 colorless. But this one does the move called Sweet Relay. If one of your Pokemon use Sweet Relay during your last turn, this attack does 20 more damage. So it'll do 10 damage, and then on your next turn, it'll do 20 more damage. Let's go ahead and talk about the next one. Milcery. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. 50 HP. This one also needs 1 colorless, and it's pretty much the same move as the last Pokemon. Now, 50 HP, this will get clapped by anybody, dude. Like, especially if you're going first and you can't attack, and they get to attack you first. If they got EVEX, you're already down to like 20 HP. You're already down to 20 HP. You go ahead, use this attack. You're only hitting them for 10 because you gotta use this twice to be able to hit for 30. But if you could keep this Pokemon alive, let me go ahead and show you the next card. The next card is Alchemy. 80 HP. It evolves from Valkyrie. And it's another card that just needs 1 energy to attack. I'm so freaking excited for these cards, man. You just need 1 energy to attack. That's what I like. That is what I like. This attack does 40 damage for each time your Pokemon used Sweet Relay during this game. So if you use this, like, I don't know, Sweet Relay 5 times, you're able to hit for 200 damage. Um, but that's, like I said, you gotta keep these Pokemon alive. And with Valkyrie being at 50 HP or Swirlix being at 60, I feel like it's going to be tough. All right, it is going to be tough. But hey, 1 energy, and if you hit for that much, that is insane. That is insane. Let's go ahead and look at the other cards. Now we are on to our first supporter card. This was the only supporter card that they announced, called Penny. I do feel like this will be kind of fun to use. It says, look at a random supporter card that's not Penny from your opponent's deck and shuffle it back into their deck. Use the effect of that card as the effect of this card. Now, it's random. It's randomly selected for you. You don't get to choose, which does kind of like suck. But I feel like this will be kind of fun to use, guys. I really do feel like it. I would definitely put this in one of my decks and use it. Who knows? Maybe it'll like maybe it'll help out by using a Sabrina, a Guzma, maybe even a Cyrus, a Red, Giovanni. You know, like this will probably help out. But hey, we'll see. We'll see what we can do with this. Let's go ahead and talk about the next one. This will be our last card shown. It is called EEVEE Bag, and this right here is the first to ever give us an option. Okay, you can only choose one. One of the effect is during this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon that evolve from EV do 10 plus damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, or you can heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon that evolves from EV. This will be so good to use. Just because it's an item card, it's not a supporter card, so you could activate the item card. And let's say, for example, if you want to attack for more than 10 damage, you can activate the item card and then activate maybe a Giovanni or a Red to do more damage. Or if you're healing, and let's say you're using like Vaporeon or something, you want to heal 20 damage plus an extra 40 with Erida, maybe an extra 30 with Pokemon Center Lady. So, hey, this right here will be excelente to use. I will definitely be using this with my EV Evolution decks. Now, that is it, everybody. Let me go ahead and show you the full art Leafeon before we go. Look at how beautiful this is. Wow! Wow! You see Leafeon in the forest. Look at the flowers right there. Like, that is mwah, excelente. Let me know what y'all think of these brand new cards. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for some more Pokemon Pocket videos, because I will be making some crazy decks. I will see y'all next time. Peace.